I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I've traveled extensively around Africa doing economic missionary works because Jesus came to establish his kingdom here on earth. That's why he's called Emmanuel, God with us. The kingdom of God is at hand should not only be interpreted to mean the urgency of Jesus' return. It also means the accessibility, the proximity, the nearness of God's reign and dominion on earth. Thy kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. One problem the church has had: this world is not my home. I am just passing through. Die and go and leave us. Die. It won't be long. We'll be going home. Can be weeks as this. If you want to go, go. Go. One day at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all I ask from you. That's why you can't pay your bills. That's why you can't pay your children's school fees. That's why you don't plan long term. That's why you don't think far politically. That's why you don't occupy positions in the military. That's why you don't occupy positions in the army. That's why you don't own banks and control the economies of your nations. Stop living like a refugee in this world. That brings me to the subject of this video. A kingdom has an economy. Somebody asked a Jewish man, why are you people so rich? He said, when money enters our hand, it goes round 7 times. Can't remember, 7 times before it goes out. So read books about breaking the Jewish code and all that. So they have an economy. That's why you can't win elections in the US if AIPAC does not support you. That's why America cannot go against the Jewish nation. But before now, Jews were treated as trash in Europe and several other countries, and they said, never again. Never again. And they developed their minds, they developed their technology, developed agriculture, developed economy, and developed their military. We as black people, predominantly Christians, must start thinking about kingdom mindset. Now, we have some of the biggest churches in the world in Africa, in Nigeria. Some of the richest pastors in the world in Nigeria. But we have some of the poorest people in Nigeria and in Africa. In fact, Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world. We're not downgrading our country. That's just the reality. If we are 5% of the 1 out of every 20 black human beings, 1 out of every 5 black human beings is a Nigerian. That's we are 20% of the black race. If Nigeria gets it right, Africa will get it right. The black race will gain value. So, instead of just collecting offerings and tithes and sowing seeds and doing big programs, why don't we form cooperatives in our churches? Why don't we form cooperatives in our churches? I just use this. I've said this over and people attack me, but I don't care. Let's take an example. 1,000 men contributing 1,000 naira every week is 52 million. 52 million in a year. In 10 years is 520 million. And so that's just a simple calculation. But assuming we have 1,000 men who are able to pay 10,000 naira every month. So 1,000 men, 10,000 naira, that's 10 million. In a year is 120 million. That's a big amount of money, remove inflation, big amount of money that we can harness we can give out as loans, we can use to build projects, and that will generate constant revenue. We can build an event hall that will be giving us close to 500,000 naira every weekend from people renting. Come to the Anglican Church in Ughelli here. The women have halls there. We have about 3 halls that are rented every weekend and comes at a very good price. We can't continue this way. Let's build cooperatives in our churches. I have introduced this to 1, 2, 3 churches, and they are doing well. Their members are getting loans to invest in businesses. The church is even taking loan from the cooperatives to invest in businesses, and then we will become a more productive organization or body or kingdom here on earth. Who do you want to employ our people when you keep praying for them to prosper? How will they prosper when we don't have a financial base within us? Most of the monies we take as offerings go into expenditure to do things that are non-productive. Buy fancy cars, take fancy trips, wear fancy clothes as ministers, host expensive musicians, bring people from the United States that turned out to be gay, paid them lots of money, and then we are still here backward. Brethren, let's think. We can have economic muscle as Christians. We can own bakeries that produce bread in our churches by the men's fellowship. We can own restaurants that produce wonderful food like the women's fellowship. When I was in Juba in South Sudan, there was a restaurant in a Catholic organization. I admire the Catholics a lot. They are very entrepreneurial and socially relevant wherever they are. One of the best eye hospitals in this part of the country is run by the Catholic Church. Let's become more entrepreneurial. Let's start with a cooperative, but manage it very well. Don't go and manage it with a church mind or one lousy person that would throw away all the finances. I remain your friend, Dr. Charles Apoke. Somebody rightly said that a religion that does not have the economy of his people, of her people in mind or in focus is an empty religion. Don't let's preach empty Christianity. I remain your friend, Dr. Charles Apoke, the area grandfather. God bless you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's one of the fastest growing channels in recent times and one of the most brain developing channels. Send a message to +234 7052136763 to join my WhatsApp mentorship group and to register for the online real estate program that is coming up on the 9th of March by 7 p.m. We're going to record it. We're going to do the recording. I might even pre-record the subject matter so that if you can't attend because of your time zone, we'll send it to you via WhatsApp. God bless you.